This is probably the best fight that can be made in boxing at the moment. So it's really exciting. It's going to be happening in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand. Floyd Mayweather Jr., 36 years old now. There's a school of thought that perhaps he's seen better days, but what we've seen from Floyd is that he's changed his game to suit his older bones. And you know, Alvarez may have a chance if he can put the pressure on Mayweather, but over 40 men have tried to do this and they've all failed. It's a difficult business trying to predict something, to predict someone's decline, and I'm not going to do that with Floyd. I believe he's still got more than enough in the tank. I think Alvarez will make a statement for the future, but he won't make a statement of victory, and I expect Floyd Mayweather to win a competitive fight unanimously after 12 rounds on the cards.
After unprecedented hype, after a 10-city media tour, after so many column inches, it's finally here. The fight they're calling the one, Floyd Mayweather against Sal Alvarez. It's a mouth-watering fight for boxing fans and casual fans alike, as it aims to topple Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya off the pay-per-view box office record. Whether it does that, I don't know, but in the ring, it's going to be nothing short of intriguing the entire night. As Mayweather, who's older, showed signs of aging against Miguel Cotto, but seemed to be back to his better form against Robert Guerrero earlier in the year, against arguably the best challenger he could be facing right now, Sal Alvarez, the 23-year-old Mexican who's cut a path through to Mayweather through the likes of Shane Mosley and Austin Trout. Alvarez is now a legitimate star. He boxed in front of 40,000 people in Texas earlier in the year to unify the titles against Trout. I see this fight going, there's a couple of ways it could go. My main school of thought is that it's going to be a tentative start, but I think the fight could get going in the middle rounds, where I do think that by round sort of eight or nine, certainly no later than 9, I think Mayweather will have Alvarez's number. I think the fight is coming a little bit too soon for Alvarez, who's had too many straightforward fights on the way up. When he fought Mosley, Shane Mosley offered nothing because he was well past his best. He fought guys like Matt Hatton, Josecito Lopez and Alfonso Gomez, who were much smaller fighters and not in his league. He boxed Ryan Rhodes at home in Mexico, and with the deck arguably stacked in his favour. This is a big test for Alvarez, a huge test. And Mayweather is a massive leap above anyone he's fought, including Austin Trout. Trout is the most notable scalp on his record, but I think Floyd's getting this fight at just the right time, and I think it's probably about 12 months too early for Alvarez. It'll be interesting if if it's close and it goes to the wire, if there would be a rematch or 6 months down the line or not. The way I see it is that Mayweather's going to win on points, possibly by 4, 5, maybe even 6 points.
Well, I think Mayweather's obviously been getting caught a few more times than normal in recent fights, especially the Cotto fight, not so much Guerrero. But he's still very sound defensively, better than most and better than anyone in the sport really when you think about it with his quick reflexes. Canelo needs to push him hard for the full 12 rounds. He's obviously got youth on his side, but I still think it's going to be difficult for him to pin Mayweather down as he's so elusive. If he does stay busy and doesn't allow Mayweather to have a moment's rest, then he's definitely got a chance. He's got a better chance than anyone else out there at the moment, but you still have to favour Mayweather really, especially with the catch weight, which will go in his favour. Those 2 extra pounds that Canelo has to lose could be very pivotal in the fight, and I've got to go with Mayweather to win on points.
So I expect an excellent fight between Mayweather and Alvarez, although it's very hard to see past Mayweather maintaining or retaining his unbeaten record. The consensus seems to be that to beat Mayweather you have to put on consistent, intelligent pressure, because he's very hard generally to tag with more than one shot at a time. Canelo, unfortunately, in this fight, chooses to fight in spurts. He's quite a methodical thinking fighter. He's not someone who's going to jump on Mayweather's chest and hammer away for every minute of every round. So that takes away one key way of beating Mayweather. the other opportunity is to hang back and pick your chances when you can. Mayweather's not the most active, so you can punch in between his shots. But is that going to be enough to beat him, especially without getting picked off on the way in and sustaining sufficient damage that the fight will either be stopped in the later rounds or you'll lose widely on points. And, some of the gas might come out of the Canelo tank by the second half, not because of the weight making so much, but because Mayweather will have dished out significant damage by that point. So yeah, to sum up, I think Mayweather will win this clearly on points, and the search for someone who can beat him goes on.